the Headless Priest of Paco Cemetery. Paco Cemetery in Manila is a serene, historical site by day, but by night it becomes a place of whispered warnings and fearful glances. Locals speak of a terrifying figure that emerges after dark, the Headless Priest, an entity whose story is shrouded in tragedy and horror. It was a humid night when Anna and her friends decided to test the legend. They had heard the stories, a priest beheaded during the Spanish colonial period, wandering the cemetery, searching for his missing head. The dare was simple: stay inside the cemetery for an hour after midnight. Laughing nervously, the group squeezed through a gap in the old gates. The cemetery was eerily quiet, the air thick with the smell of damp stone and decaying flowers. Ancient tombs and moss-covered niches loomed around them, their shadows twisting under the pale moonlight.
This isn't so bad,
Anna said, though her voice wavered. As they walked deeper into the cemetery, the atmosphere grew heavier. The air seemed colder, unnatural for a tropical night. One of her friends, Mark, pointed to a circular chapel in the center of the cemetery.
That's where they say he appears.
The group approached cautiously, their flashlights flickering as if protesting their presence. The chapel stood silent, its stone walls cracked with age. Inside, the faint scent of burned incense lingered, mingled with something metallic, like blood.
Okay, we're here. What now?
Another friend, Paulo, asked, his bravado fading. Anna was about to reply when they heard it, a faint sound, like footsteps on stone, echoing from outside the chapel. Everyone froze. The footsteps grew louder, deliberate, and uneven, as if whoever, or whatever, was walking wasn't whole. The group huddled together, their flashlights shaking. Suddenly, the door of the chapel creaked open, revealing the figure of a man dressed in a tattered cassock. The dark stains on his robes hinted at blood, but that wasn't the most horrifying part. He had no head. The priest stepped forward, his movements slow and unnatural, as if his body was held together by sheer will. In his hands, he carried a rusty blade, the kind used for execution centuries ago. He stopped and turned his necklace body toward the group, his invisible gaze pinning them in place. Then they heard it, a deep, guttural whisper echoing through the chapel walls.
Where is my head?
Mark screamed and bolted, his footsteps disappearing into the darkness. The others followed, but Anna hesitated, frozen by fear and curiosity. She watched as the Headless Priest turned back toward the altar, raising the blade as if reenacting his final moments. Suddenly, the priest stopped and turned back to her. Though he had no eyes, Anna felt his gaze pierce through her soul. His whisper came again, louder this time.
You took it.
Anna didn't wait to hear more. She ran as fast as her legs could carry her, the faint sound of footsteps and that chilling whisper echoing behind her.
You took it.
When they finally made it out of the cemetery, Mark was missing. They called the police, but he was never found. The next morning, Anna returned to the chapel with local authorities. They found no sign of the priest or Mark, but carved into the altar were the words,
Where is my head?
Locals say the Headless Priest still haunts the cemetery, appearing to those who dare to enter after dark. Some believe he's searching for his head. Others think he's looking for revenge. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. If you ever hear the question, Where is my head? You'd better run. And don't worry about Mark, he is found and safe.